Alright, so hey, this is B. Derek. So I wanted to make this video to kind of showcase what I'm building towards as far as this lumber production. By no means is this an end point, but this is kind of like basically the starting point. I think level 21, as I continue to level up this character more and more, the production is just going to start to skyrocket. But let me show you what I've got going. So right now I'm producing 4 million lumber an hour. And I'll show you what I've got going. Here's the setup. So the key to this right here is all these bonuses. You can see I've got 1,000% bonus. So as I level up these buildings right now, all my lumber buildings are level 21, which they produce 8,400. So each level, as I get every single one of these up, they're going to be times by this 1,000%. So you're going to see this 4 million skyrocket. And I was kind of inspired by a couple of YouTube videos, as well as Herdag. I know he's producing something crazy with food, like 40 million an hour, something like that. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do with the lumber. But anyway, so let me show you the breakdown of these bonuses. So I purchase this boost every 7 days. I think it costs like 10,000 gold, which is nothing because we're getting so much with all these clan events and personal events. So 10,000 gold a week is nothing to get 100%. I'm using kind of a cheaper skin, it gives 5%. Just the one I think I bought, same thing for a week for probably 10,000 gold or something like that. You could put on a different one like Citadel, which would give like 10%, and that'd give you a little bit more. So a lot of my bonuses are actually coming from the hero skills you can see right here. So at level 1 it adds 40%, and at level 2 it adds 65%. And then it really starts to get crazy with level 3 right here, 350%. Let me show you what that's about. Okay, so in the hero skills, so the way I do it is this is kind of like my day in build, which means I'm always going to max building, I'm always going to max learning, both level 1 and level 2. Oops, I went too far. So I max level 1, level 2, and then I personally also like to max um, the costs, right? Just makes it a little bit cheaper. 10% cheaper is a pretty big deal. So once I've done that, that's kind of the base template. Then I start applying points to the lumber. So this is the level 1, which was that 40%. And then I come down here, and I haven't actually maxed this one. Or, I'm sorry, there we go, lumber. I have maxed that, that's a 65%. And then that 350%, which is the bulk of this, that all comes from right there. And I think I was able to achieve that around like level 48 or something along those lines. And then all the extra points I just started dumping into, I think, resource production. Anyway, if you have any leftover points after you do that point, put them into resource production. Yeah, I've dumped a few extra points in that. That'll give you a little bit more, not too much, but a little bit. So that's key. Definitely you got to have that with the hero. You got to, whatever resource you're maxing, you've got to really focus on that level 3. That's really where the bulk of your percentages are going to come. And then from the knowledge tree, I've obviously trained woodworking. So let me show you where that's at. I gotta remember myself. I'm pretty sure it's an economic. Yeah, okay, so level 1 woodworking, it's actually really fast train. All these first ones in the economy are super fast to do. I got 78% from max of that, which really didn't take too long. I did dive a little bit deeper. These ones took a while to get to this woodworking level 2. What I didn't realize, I thought I'd be able to max this basically at level 21. What I didn't realize, I could only literally get to level 1 with that. The only way to go any higher is to upgrade my palace and then obviously my oracle. So for now I'm at a standstill, but hopefully this one starts to skyrocket as well. but for now I've got 1 point in it. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Oh yes, and of course equipment. So the Canuses have been out for a while, so I've been hitting those. I used pretty much all my. I only bought a couple of packs, but they were all energy packs, and I pretty much dumped all that into getting these Canuses. So right now I have 3 legendary, and this one doesn't help with lumber production. I'll just start with that. So really, you can get 5 pieces of equipment that'll help with lumber. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 3 out of the 5 are legendary. These 2 are rare. I'm obviously still working to try to get those legendary, but let me show you the bonuses on these. So this mask gives 75%, which is huge. This one's 67.5. This Canis Eye gives another 67.5. This one being rare isn't quite as much. See, it's only 36, so it's quite a big gap between rare and legendary. You really want to ultimately shoot for the legendary, which is what I'm working on, obviously. And this one gives 32. So pretty much the legendary of the Night Gate and this, they're going to be around this mark, the 67.5. So that'll give me another 60%. And yeah, I chose this one I think for the energy restoration. So basically this is the gear I sit in all the time when I'm not actually building or whatever, because I like to have my hero energy fill up as fast as I can. So that's the reason for that extra piece, because there's no gear, there's no weapon that actually helps you with lumber, at least that I could find. And then I basically did that same thing with the shaman. You know, put all my points into lumber production. I won't go through that. You saw the same thing with the hero, but that gives another 57% just with the shaman. And then VIP, I think I'm level 13, gives an extra 21%. Let's double check that. I think I'm level 13. Yeah, level 13. So I'm very happy with the percentages at this point. I can only get this a little bit higher. You know, like I said, I still got 2 pieces of gear to max out, which will give me, I think, another 60%. And then I can get a little bit more as I go higher, adding points into this knowledge woodworking too. But for the most part, I'm pretty well off as far as the bonuses. Now what I really need to focus on is getting my lumber mills, the levels a little higher. So when these start, you know, almost doubling the production per hour as I go up a few more levels, you're going to see, you know, these numbers double. You know, I'd like to get well over 10 million an hour. If I can get that, I mean, that's going to be well over 1 billion lumber a week produced. So that's kind of the ultimate goal. So I think I should start hitting those numbers over the next few months. So anyway, just kind of wanted to show you where I'm at, what's achievable. You can do the same exact process with any of these resources. Just make sure that you're specializing, you know, your particular hero gear for the appropriate resource that you're producing. And this is the way to hyper max, or hyper farm, I should say, any particular resource. If you have any questions, just let me know in game.